All right, here we go. Let's have sound. Go ahead and put this right here. And do this. And there we go. All right. New video. You guys wanted this video out. As you guys know, I did a excuse me. I did a poll for you guys. What's going on, Pragmatic Prime? And you guys wanted to do or work on a video on how black men can trust each other. So one of the things that's always hurt black men is networking with each other, and part of networking is trusting each other. Trusting each other with business, trusting each other with even, just in general, being there for each other, able to, because you know how it is. Like, it's like, I can't trust that nigga. You can't trust niggas, this, that, and third. And sometimes we have a lot of that in our community. And especially when it comes to us, because we're so competitive with each other to the point where it gets in front of what's really important. It kind of takes away from that brotherhood that we should have. Excuse me. And so this is just a video I'm putting together. And if people want to come up, they can, to talk about this subject, about different ways that we can build that trust amongst each other as men. I did go ahead and get a little layer going on here. Let me go ahead and move this down. This is something I found off of a psychologist website about building trust, and some of the stuff I agree with. So let me go ahead and enlarge this. Scale and rotate. Now, of course, since it is psychology, they're gonna say emotional intelligence on this thing, which, take it as you will. But there are some things on this that I do agree with. So let me see. Hit OK. All right, that's resized. And we're gonna go step by step and talk about it. What's going on, Daniel? How you doing, sir? Hope everybody's doing well. So let's see if I can full screen this. That's good enough. We'll just go ahead and share screen. And there we go. Now, yeah, I know. I copied it. So, and let's go ahead and post this just in case someone wants to come up and talk. All right, that is the link to talk. And if you do like the content, that is the cache of the apps. I went ahead and did this. So 12 ways to build trust, especially for us. First one is going to be true to your word. So this is one thing that we do need to work on as black men is honor our commitments, stop making promises that we can't keep to each other. There used to be a saying in olden times that a man is about his word. Your word is your bond. What you say means something. It should mean something. And it should mean something to the people who you speak it to. if you say you're going to do something, then you need to be able to do it, because that's how we're going to be able to trust you. And that comes in with consistency, and that's going to be a layer point that comes down. So if you are consistent with what comes out of your mouth, a lot of people are going to be able to trust you. What's going on, AB?
Hey, what's going on, Art?
Not much, man. I'm just going through. Like I said, this is the topic that people voted on.
Okay.
He said, "How can we trust each other?" So I just,
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
as you said, you got to be true to your word.
Yeah, you have to be.
And if you can't fulfill something, you got to be upfront about it.
You also got to make sure that you have the ability to do it as well.
That's true.
You know, there's nothing worse than you saying you could do something and then you don't do it.
Right.
And which goes into the next one: communicate effectively. Let me click on the screen so I can go up.
Agreed.
In order for you someone to be able to trust you, you got to be able to communicate. Be clear about your commitments. As it says here, if you got commitments that you have to do, or you need to make commitments, you got to be clear to the other person, like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I have, and I can make it at this time, this, that, third. Let people know, so that way they have an expectation to see you at that time. And if they see you at that time, then it's like, okay, he's honorable. He says what he does. Like the first thing, be true to your word. Because you communicated to me, you can do this and this. What's going on, Snowman?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Art? What's going on, AB?
Hey, what's going on?
Needed these first two right here to remind myself of how I'm getting better, especially with my family. So I appreciate just these two things right there. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I don't know if you read the title of today's show, but it's "How Can We Trust Each Other?" So,
yeah.
Yeah, I think I had like 70% of people vote on this.
Okay.
But we're just going through these things that I found on a psychologist website.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff, there's like one or two things I'm like, because it's of course psychology. It's gonna be a female, it's about emotional intelligence and all that kind of crap.
Yep, of course.
So, but some of the stuff hits home. Like I said, communicate effectively. We do need to communicate with each other as brothers, especially black men.
Those two things hit home for me.
Go ahead, expound upon that.
Lately, no, not lately. The last 2 years since surgery, I have not done a good job of communicating, and that's been one of my big things. Hell, I'm in the industry as a sportscaster, and Jody told me, that I have to do better at doing this, and this made me realize why I lost quite a few clients since my time in the hospital. So that's why I said thank you up front, because I needed this reminder right here. I needed to see it as well as hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because even with trust with us doing stuff with business with each other,
Yeah,
those two are a big part. You got to be, if you're gonna say you're gonna do something, you need to be able to do it.
Yep.
And then you need to communicate effectively. I've had this situation where people have voice issues. Then when we all have a meeting, no one says anything.
Right.
And then they're gonna wait till after the meeting to say something. It's like, no, you had your opportunity to communicate to everybody here, to everybody that was affected by this. Mm-hmm. You didn't say anything, so don't try to flip the script now after the fact.
Right.
It's not that does not work.
I just had a former friend step way over the line after I had a very bad emotional day, and he stepped over the line and reached out to my wife and told her what was going on. Yeah, and I have been silent from that guy and I will continue to be silent from him because that's a line you don't cross.
Yeah,
Even with the best of intentions, that's not your conversation to have with her. That is my conversation to have with her.
Right.
yeah. There are certain lines, there's certain barriers that you should not cross. And
Exactly.
your friend going to your wife about something. No,
Mhm.
that is your friend and you conversation.
Yep.
That
It's a beef between he and myself, and he stepped way over the line and reached out to Jody. And Jody read to me what he wrote, and he says that he's concerned about me. And to borrow from the great BGS, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because if he was really concerned about me, he'd have left that conversation to me and Jody. Period.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. That's another thing too. Men need to start understanding what boundaries are.
Yep.
Yes. That's a serious problem in the black community in general.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Black people just do not know what boundaries are.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. And it goes back to these 2 points that we have up on the screen here. It goes back to those two points. Be true to your word and
Mm-hmm.
communicate effectively. And as I said a few moments ago, it hit with me because I did communicate effectively for a long time. And then I got sick. And then I moved a couple of times, moved to North Carolina, then back up here to Indiana. And then cancer happened. And I had just, until recently, very, very recently, like I say, 2.5 months ago, I haven't been myself. I have not been, I have not been the old snowman until now.
yeah. I mean, I understand it, and that's where when you tell someone, say, "Hey, listen, you might need to leave me alone for a month, and
Mm-hmm.
just let me figure this shit out." I'm not, and I say that in saying that sometimes black men we do need to offer help, but sometimes we need to just be meditate on something for a minute and just
Mm-hmm.
try to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have to be also open to communicate, like, "Hey, I do need help."
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's one thing I'm going to talk about a lot when I do Diary of a Mad Snowman. I got the first couple episodes taped. A reason that men, especially black men, cannot communicate effectively, and it's an overwhelming reason, but not the main reason. Society told us not to.
Yeah,
It told us to
Yeah.
swallow our pride, swallow everything that swallow our feelings, and move forward. That you cannot be not be okay. You have to be okay all the time. In which, here I go BGS again. That's bullshit. And you have to say out loud that you don't
Well.
you're not okay.
now I will say this just to, I guess, play devil's advocate with that, because
Yes, sir.
am a big thing about stoicism,
Right.
and so yes, you can't have a lot of stuff going on,
Mm-hmm.
but as men, and this is something that I see in a lot of men, especially now these days, is that they don't know how to redirect their emotions to make a positive change. Like,
That is true.
you could be mad about something, but how
Mm-hmm.
can you turn that anger into something positive? How can you turn, and then you could have your moments that, like, there was a time where I read a story about she was this girl, or I guess a woman, and his wife died, and
Mm-hmm.
when they were little, the
Mm-hmm.
kids, and the dad stayed strong to try to keep the family together, but the girl still heard him cry in the room, but
Mm-hmm.
he didn't want to let his kids see him cry. He still had emotions, he still had pain,
Right.
but he had to put on a brave face. We're not saying that you can't have emotions,
Mm-hmm.
but as I've always tell guys, sometimes there's a time and place for everything. And right
True.
now, it's probably not a time and place, if they see you, like, just like if you have a commanding officer, or and something happens drastically,
Mm-hmm.
you may have a lot of fear in you, but at the same time, these men are depending on you as a leader, and this is not a time for you to break down. You got to swallow
Right.
your pride, lead your people to safety, and then do your woosah moment. But at that time, they can't see weakness in you because you are supposed to be a leader, and a leader that cannot show weakness in that moment because then people are not going to be able to trust you.
True. Very,
Right.
and I agree. I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that. Best example for me, my pops and my grandpa. Best examples of that for me because my dad fought cancer for 15 years and he had to put on a very brave face.
A true
Oh,
story. I've only seen my father cry once in
mm,
my entire life, and that was at my grandfather's funeral.
I've only seen my dad cry once. Well, no, twice. That was when my his mother passed,
mm-hmm.
and when my mom passed. That's the only two times I ever seen my dad cry.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I can honestly say emotionally, I'm the exact opposite of Pops because Pops, even though he showed emotion, he held him in check also. So he did both. Me, not a chance. And one thing I will say about Dad, he encouraged it. He encouraged it with me. He always um told me, as you said, Art, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for emotion, and it's true. It's very true, and it's a lesson I have to continue to teach myself, and it's a lesson I'm also teaching my son. At the same time, though, I will say my dad also told me once they start coming out, let them all out.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Excuse me.
You got a cold?
I'm getting over one. I got a little cough result from over it. What's
Uh,
up, PK?
Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, Art, man? What's been going on with
Not much, man. Doing the lives.
you? Getting over that cold, man?
Yeah.
what's up, PK?
What's going on, Snow, man? What's going on, AB?
What's going on, PK?
Same old man, getting ready to take my broke, lazy ass into work, man.
Uh
Yeah.
when you getting off?
Man, I don't get home until down there near 8 in the morning, bro.
Mm,
Uh
Third shift, huh?
Yeah, so I go in at 9. I don't get off till like 8 in the morning.
yeah,
Oh, wow. Good luck
yeah.
to you.
But I'm lazy though, real talk.
all good. Was there anything that
All
you
I do is work every day, but But
Man,
all right, I wanted to jump in on something, man. There's a couple things that got said that was interesting, and I think that it's worth analyzing and peeling back the layers on.
Yeah.
If that's all right, I'll wait my turn. I don't want to talk out of turn.
No, go ahead.
go ahead.
You only got a certain
Uh,
amount of time, so go ahead.
okay. So just real quick, I think that number one, I think I'm not a big fan of stoicism on its face. I do understand some of the core tenets of it, uh, and have a baseline understanding of it. However, I think that for today's day and age, I'm not really a big proponent of it for multiple reasons. One of which being the fact that let's just be clear here, men have emotions. It's just about to what extent that we decide we want to display them, and
Mm-hmm.
also to how well we control and regulate them. Because as Art said, there's a time and place for everything. A Stoicism doctrine would actually mostly essentially say, act as if you have none. So I don't really take that road. You know what I mean? Like there are things that bring me joy, anger, happiness, sadness. I feel a wide range of emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want to pigeonhole black men as the only group that follow it. I know that other proponents try to claim that they follow that, but we all know it's a lie anyway. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's better to just lay the shit to rest and just let it die. That's how I view it, but that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
However, something that I do notice amongst black men, and it has been a very long trend, and something that we all need to work on collectively, even if you think you got it under control, is regulating your goddamn emotions. That's something, in truth, the overly emotional ones who are actually allowed to be permissed to be emotional at all times are women and children. Men can't be that way, and there's a reason for it.
Agreed.
Agree.
Yeah.
We want to try to unleash the shackles of being portrayed as full humans and having the expression of few humans. However, there's still a responsibility that's placed upon men that isn't placed upon women and children, and never will be. So, unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, it depends on what side you take. If men as a collective or a large prevailing group decide all of a sudden they want to act like bitches, well, we got some serious things to worry about. Very serious things to worry about.
True.
And I think that as a group, Black men in particular, by virtue of many different issues inculcated into our culture, I'm sure that you guys know about them. Y'all all exist on the Black manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get a better handle on that. We gotta get a better handle on that.
Yeah.
Something to piggyback off of that, PK. It took me, as crazy as it sounds, it took me losing my daughter and going through a very abusive relationship for me to learn that lesson. Because I can honestly tell you, those two events cost me a week in Michigan City Hospital on the top floor, and I will honestly say I still have my days where I don't control my emotions. I can say that aloud and honestly. But you are absolutely right, just as Art is right when he played devil's advocate to one of my statements earlier.
Right, and it wasn't directed at you. It was more so a generalized statement because I don't feel like that's appropriate. You know what I mean? Like that's inappropriate for me to say to you.
I know.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't directed at me. I'm just relating to your point, and it's a very valid point, man. It's very, very valid.
But then to kind of to circle back around or bring it back around the rosy to the main topic, it also plays very deeply into the way that we are able to quote unquote trust each other, or at least find reliability in one another.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that many men may not be fully cognizant of the expectations that are placed on you by women and children alike, whether you realize it or not.
Right.
Is that no matter what goes wrong, in the event that something goes wrong, they want men to be the stopgap to it, no matter what. Now, justified or unjustified, that's just the case.
Yeah.
And so it may be an undue burden. It may be a due burden, but it's a burden nonetheless. And so if you are a person that exists within this society, or a man that exists within the society, you don't live out in the woods or on an island anywhere, and you have a family, then to a certain extent, not only is it an expectation, it's a standard that you live up to it. And it's enshrined not only in cultural values, it's enshrined in law to some extent. So you can't actually escape that burden as long as you live here, or really in any country across the world.
Yeah. Well, it's just not with women and children, it's with other men too.
Exactly.
Because if you have expectations for your friends to be there for you, that's the expectations that you have.
Correct.
And if they're not, then it's like, okay, how can I trust you?
Yep. And so you beat me to the punch. That's actually what I was going to get to, is that it ties back in directly into the expectations and standards we place upon one another in our friendships and the way that we begin to trust one another. Because if you give someone a task, or if you ask for help or anything, unfortunately, if men aren't operating in the way that men do operate, and, as we discussed earlier, that is a problem, but it is what it is nonetheless. But to get to the point that we need to be at, then we have to develop this thought pattern. Otherwise, we'll continuously have this issue. And this isn't just a Black man issue. This is a man issue in today's day and age. But it is, I would say, to a larger degree,
Yeah.
in a more exacerbated degree a black man's issue
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
because
This is
Mhm.
definitely a black man issue, especially now, and it's not
Right.
necessarily totally their fault, but a lot of these boys are lacking in
Mm-hmm.
masculinity, and it's not necessarily their fault. It's because they was raised by their mama, and unfortunately they can't help it. They gotta get it. They gotta be a sponge somewhere and
Yeah.
get some of their mama's straight traits. Unfortunately.
Well, this is
And
when
that is so
this is
true.
what happens when you um devalue the man in the community to the point where you don't even want your sons around men. There used to be a time where women would want their sons to be around men so that way they can learn masculine traits. Since
Mm-hmm.
all
Right.
these men are around females, they're learning female traits and females attitudes. Like I've dealt with that at past jobs. I'm dealing with that now where I'm just looking at all these young guys and I'm just like, you guys are acting like some little bitches. Like where's your damn
Hmm.
Yeah. Say it real.
like where's your damn the dog in you? Like, and I'll be honest with you, it's not the young ones either. Sometimes
Mm,
it's the older ones too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they got a little bitch in them, as we say in the South. We're like, boy, you got a little bitch in you. And they're right. You got a little bitch in you. Like, where's your come on.
well, I
Like,
mean, I'm pretty chill for the most part, to be fair. But I mean, at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there's a divide amongst the young and the old in general, but I mean, when it comes to certain things, you're right. They are missing some of those values. But one thing that I got to experience and figure out, not even, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that this isn't, like you said a moment ago, this isn't limited to any particular age category. Because, there are some old folks, and I don't mean old, but older, right?
Hmm.
Like 60 plus,
Right.
that have these issues as well. Now, I'm not sure where it derives from, but it's a weird mix because they have a lot of feminine qualities, but they have some masculine attitudes, which is strange.
Yeah.
So it's like some of the worst of both worlds. You get what I'm saying? It's like you a man bitch for real.
Oh,
And
oh,
like Saul said
yeah.
in the comments, sorry, B, I'm gonna step out of the way here in a moment. It's like Saul said, even when dealing with conflict, change the word even to especially when
Yeah.
when it comes
Yeah.
when it comes
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't want to do that because I mean, like, so I'm gonna tell you a quick story. This ain't gonna take too long. Then I'm gonna hop off and come back because I gotta take my ass into work. But
right.
I was having a conversation with an older man, and we were just discussing various topics that were going on in our life. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought maybe there was just maybe a cultural barrier to some extent because I know that people from the north may have different cadences and ways of talking about things. But I think I said this on the panel a while ago. I don't really play about the boy thing coming from black men or white men because I think it's a slight. It's a slight against your manhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a slight against you even having the audacity to think yourself a man. It's basically like calling me a bitch.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of perceive it. Now, different
Yeah.
people could say otherwise, but that's the way that I perceive it.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
when an older man does that, it's like, I want to tell you to watch your mouth, but I can't really slap you. Yeah, I mean, you're too old, you know. But it's you know, it's weird to me, and that's just one kind of situation where that's come up because I notice it amongst younger folks too because they're also highly disrespectful, and
Yeah.
that isn't by virtue of the fact that you can't put hands on them because you can, you know. But I think like I said, it's by virtue of the fact that a lot of these people, I don't know. Like, I really want to start asking them. I don't really ask them because I know it might lead me to, to some gunplay or, maybe some hand throwing. But,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
sometimes I just want to ask them, like, in all serious, not to be disrespectful, but how exactly were you raised? Like, what values were instilled in you, if any? It really makes me wonder.
Yeah.
Let me hop
One
on
thing
over
that
here. I
again,
just
hold on,
let
wait a
me
minute. Let me, one,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but and I haven't seen baby boomers do, but I've seen older Gen Xers do this. Something drives me up a wall when I hear a grown man run his mouth like a woman. There's something in me that makes me want to punch a hole in the wall. I have to get at the time I have to get up and leave because I was like, I can't listen to that. I can't listen to it,
That
especially as
describes
I'm getting older. I can't
Mhm.
listen to
that describes a lot of bronzesexuals I know.
that. That's a
Look,
story for another day.
But peace to both of you guys. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna be back in probably like 20 minutes if you still going. Or I'm gonna listen for now though, because I gotta get in the car and get to going.
All right.
yeah, I got to step away too. I'm gonna listen from the clouds because I got to finish editing for the premiere of my Sunday pregame show. But Art, AB, I love you both. Saul, I love you. Thanks for the Cash App, and I hope you guys got Cash Apps as well. Let me step out of the way and get some editing done, and then I'm probably gonna crash
Yes.
tonight. But I will
Thank
be, listening. Art, thanks for having me. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else on communicate effectively, AB, or no?
Let's go to the next one.
Build trust gradually. Take small steps. Don't expect too much too soon.
Agreed.
Which I agree with. You know, trust is not earned in the
It's
day.
one over time.
It's earned over time. You have to because
Yes.
because you're building a repertoire with someone, and it's just like building a friendship. The reasons why you build friendships is because you trust the guy.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'll give you an example. Apparently, I was saying BGS tax a little bit too much on my last Coliseum stream, and one of the brothers posted a comment. Only BGS can say that. We don't know you. I was like, okay. It's like, okay. You know, I got to keep doing. I keep grinding, doing what I need to do.
yeah. No, go ahead.
I'm starting to put out some more content via shorts.
Yeah, I
And
see him.
doing some more live streams when I get a chance.
Well, I mean, like I said, don't let that discourage you. Like I said,
Okay.
you just have to keep being consistent
Okay.
and keep putting out interesting content. And then, like I said, I know I did the Coliseum nonstop every Saturday until I got this new job, and now because my schedule is like all over the place, I can't do it anymore. So I appreciate you taking up that mantle as far as that's concerned. So that way, this space does have something on Saturday that they can
Right.
look forward to. So they may not have know you, they might know me more, but at the same time, you know, just be consistent and you'll be fine, man.
All right.
That's all. But that's going to help you build trust with people with the Coliseum. Just
Okay.
like, you know, I had to, just like you got to do with YouTube. You got to be consistent
Yeah.
and build trust. You got to take small steps, and that's how you trust each other. And that's as simple as that can be. You know,
Got to take some arrows too.
yeah, like I don't have to like you at first. Let me see
Right.
what you're about, and then I can
That's
choose
true.
whether I want to trust you or not.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
What's the next one?
let's go. Make decisions carefully. Think before committing. Be organized so you can honor commitments. And have the courage to say no.
Yeah, this is
So
actually a big one because a lot of black people just do not think, try to get the words out. Don't think things through at all. You
yeah.
know, they're winging it.
Well, this goes back to communicating effectively and be a
Yeah.
person of your word. If someone says, "Hey, I need you to do something," you need to think, "Can I do it? Do I have the ability to do this thing that someone has
Can I-
asked me to do?
Right.
Can I honor this person's commitments? And if I can't honor it, I have to say, no, I can't do that because of this."
Right.
And you communicate why you can't do it with someone, so that way they can have a clear understanding of why you said no.
Right.
Because all these points build off of each other. That's why I like this list instead of some like one or two things on it.
Yeah.
I mean, but this goes back into not using your feelings because you may feel that you may want to help this person,
Yeah.
but realistically, logically, you can't. This is why men have to think. This is why we say I think versus where I feel.
Right.
So you should always think before you commit to something. If your boss tells you to do something, it's like, can you physically commit to that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Can you honor your commitments? Think about it. Can I actually honor these commitments? Yes or no?
Right.
Did you have anything else to say on top?
Not necessarily on this one. What's the next one?
Be consistent. Trust is built from consistency. That's a real big one.
Ooh, that's a big one. Yes.
That is a big one. How can I trust you if you're not consistent? If you're inconsistent all the time, sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. How can I trust you? Why should I trust you? I mean, seriously, why should someone trust you if you're sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't?
Right.
That's not building trust. So go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, remain consistent and get a schedule.
Get a schedule or be consistent about the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. And one thing that's always been drilled into me is about routine. And at 8 o'clock, I should know where you at, know who you are, where you're going to be. I'm real because I like the same thing over and over again. Like just a couple hours ago, and this is the tour semi. I was consistent about getting two things at the Chinese spot. It is beef lo mein and Mongolian beef. Two things I always get. And then today I decided to try something new. I went to go got some what I get? What is it? I think General Tso's chicken. Lady opened her eyes up real wide. I was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah, I was gonna try something different." He was like, "You always try these two things. That's it." Because I was consistent. They always had that stuff right. They already know. It's like, which one you want? Because they know me. I'm consistent about the stuff that I order. So they have a trust. They trust that they know what I want, and it's not an issue. Just like at your job, if you come in at your job every single day on time, and you are consistent with your work, they trust you, and so you build a rapport with them. Just like with your friends, if you're consistent with your friends about the stuff that you do, they feel they can trust you.
Yeah,
I can count on him because this man has my back. Why? Because you have shown consistently throughout your time that you have someone else's back. That builds trust.
Yep, trust is built.
Yeah, and it's built over time, just like the other one that was talking about. What was it? Trust is built over time, and how it's built over time is being consistent.
Agreed. So what's the next one?
Participate openly. In the team setting, show your willingness to trust, listen actively, give feedback respectfully. One way to lose trust is being disrespectful.
Yes, that's definitely true. You have to watch how you talk to people.
If you trust someone and they're your friend, you should be able to respectfully have a debate. If you cannot respectfully have a debate and you want to throw low blows at people, you're breaking trust there.
Right.
Now go ahead. Sorry.
When you're in the middle of debate and you don't really have an argument against what the person's talking about, so you hit below the belt.
Speaking of which, what's going on, BGS?
Uh-oh.
What's going on, folks?
We picked the right time to talk about this one.
Oh, really? Why?
going over trust, and the one we got on is participate openly, like yeah, being respectful, even though you may not agree.
Uh-huh.
Something that you've been going through with people. Be just
Yeah, what I don't like is people who act like they haven't been trained in this stuff. I said you start being socialized into acting this way when you're 3. You're 3 or 4 years old when you start going to preschool and kindergarten. Okay, you know how.
Right.
How
Yep.
come you don't? So you can't say that you don't know how to do it. You just don't want to do it. And the thing is why.
yeah, like listening actively, like instead of acting to respond to someone,
Mm-hmm.
actually listening to them
Mm-hmm.
when they're saying their words, even though you may disagree, hear them out.
Mm-hmm.
And then give feedback to what they said, not to like, well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this. I don't care what this guy had to say. It's
Yeah.
like you're not listening to the other person.
Yeah. Well,
Not,
yeah. Especially online, and I think that's people get too comfortable in panels. They think they're in a virtual setting where they can just scream out and say, "You're online. You're in front of people. You're gonna have to chill out and have some kind of impulse control."
yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically what it is,
Mhm.
and that's you can't build trust through that,
Yeah.
especially not amongst black men.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, women cut each other all the time, and they make up, and so
Yeah,
which is why they're women. Like I thought she just did something to you that you didn't like, and yeah, but we made up. So now they're going to dinner together. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
all right,
because
okay,
that's their drama for the day.
yeah,
So, like I don't do well with drama. It's like
yeah,
nah,
yeah, yeah. Men don't operate that way.
no. So if you want to have trust with another man,
Yes.
as far as conversating, and you may be
Mm-hmm.
not agree with the person, you can
Mhm.
still be respectful and still listen to the person. And
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm a big component of that. It's like I may not agree with you, but don't when I speak, don't try to cut me off, because I have that happen to me a lot, and I'm just looking at these guys like I'm not allowing you to speak. But when I speak, you just stay quiet. You just want to overtalk me just because you don't want to listen. I'm just like, that's not how communication works. If you need to trust that I trust in you to listen to me, you need to trust that I can listen to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of times they aren't. That's like I started. I started asking them to repeat what I just said,
Yeah, and they
Mhm.
can't because they weren't
and
listening.
they weren't listening. Yeah. Which is a female quality.
Yeah, yeah. I want to express my
I
feelings.
want to express my feelings.
Yeah,
Like I was playing that
man.
thing with Ebony K. Williams and that chick in the Breakfast Club. I feel, I feel, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. Go,
Yep.
go ahead.
Because I found this list off a psychology website, which I thought was pretty good. There's like
Yeah.
one or two things I didn't like, but it's all good. Be honest. Be honest. Always tell the
Woo.
truth.
Oh
Lies
boy.
diminish trustworthiness. That is
Yes, it
true.
does. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That should
Yeah.
be obvious. Yeah, but that is true.
You would think that would be obvious. But
Yeah.
people lie all the time. They try to pat their numbers, and then once you catch them in a lie, it's like, okay, what else have you not told me that was true?
That's what I tell. That's what anybody getting into when they ask me about getting into this kind of field, right? Getting into content creating, right? And first thing I say, man, just be yourself, okay? Just be yourself, because at some point they're going to investigate who you are and what you do, and those two things have to add up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's first thing
Yeah.
I said. Don't whatever if you're out there homeless pushing a cart, say I'm out here homeless pushing a cart. Okay. If you want
Yeah,
to listen to me, listen to me. If you don't, you don't.
yeah. And this is who I am.
That's who I am.
And you don't like it, then you just don't like it. No
Yeah,
hard feelings.
no hard feelings. If what I'm saying to you is not valuable enough for you to listen to me, then I
Mhm.
wholeheartedly say don't listen. And I said, and people that don't like me, I said, man, there's plenty of spaces, that you can go to, that people that don't like, that actively do not like me and talk about me all the time. Man, go over there. God bless you. I said there are places for people like you.
Yeah.
See,
You have a duality with that. They don't like you, but they like you. Like they don't like you if you went away like you did last time. They'd be like sending emails like, "Come back, come
yeah,
back."
Right.
the thing is, they don't like me per se, right? They don't like me.
Mhm.
But thing is, um, my information is accurate, and they're afraid that they're going to miss something if I'm gone. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
don't like me per se, which is fine. Okay, you don't have to like me. Okay, I always say half the people that listen to me probably don't even like me. But thing is, they don't. But thing is, my I try to give the most accurate information possible. So that in itself is valuable.
Yes, very valuable.
Yeah.
And you try to give the most honest answers that you possibly can.
That I possibly can, and that, and I'm, like I said, I'm not always right. I always say, well, you say the same thing, right? Okay, and if people disagree with me, man, just go look it up. If you don't believe me, just look it up, okay?
Mhm.
If you don't believe what I'm saying, I'm not saying that you have to. You don't know me from Adam. Go find out for yourself. I'm not going to argue back and forth about the accuracy of whatever I say. Go look it up. I can present it to them and and show them the document. They still not going to believe it. It's okay. Believe what you want to believe.
You have every right to do that.
Yeah,
But just know that I gave you the best. I gave you the best information I possibly could at the time.
Yeah, because people that doxed me, guess what they found? Oh, he is who he said he was.
Yeah.
And there's more shit behind him. And there's more stuff behind him that he's already done that he doesn't even talk about.
Right.
So, yeah, but you telling this truth and stuff like that, it just like it builds trust with people. A lot of people trust you.
Yeah, they do.
And because you try to be as honest as you possibly can, just like in any type of relationship.
Yeah.
If as long as you're honest with the person, like, okay, I can ride with them.
They can evaluate whether they're gonna rock with you or not. So
yeah.
At the very least, that's what I would say. At the very least, if you're gonna do this kind of public stuff, and then there's people out there that they're doing stuff and pretending that they're Derek Jackson, pretending that they're are what they're not. to sell an agenda, that's fine. If that's who you are, that's what you want to be, your character on YouTube. Okay, I just don't suggest it.
Yeah, but once people find out that what you're doing is a lie, then you lose people's trust.
Then hopefully you made your money. You can give a hasty exit and live your own life doing something else.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, Derek.
They wouldn't rock with you because you were telling the truth anyway. I said they want to hear that sweet lie.
Yeah.
Next one is help people. Authentic kindness builds trust.
Yeah,
and that goes with people just seeing you being kind, and then you just don't expect anything of it.
Yeah. Why are you here?
Yeah. Because of the old man. I admit it. You helped me out a lot with this channel. So, I mean, you didn't have to, but you did it out of the kindness of your own heart.
And you took up the void, man. You didn't have to do that either. So,
no, I didn't. But
and this stuff is not easy. People think it is.
It sure ain't.
Nah, it's just deal with all disrespectful people and stuff like that. It's like
comments and all the other kind of crap that comes along with it. Yeah.
Shit, I even lost the channel. but like I said, people always want to say like, "Oh, you're not gonna be nothing because BGS was the one promoting your channel." It's like, yeah, you don't think I know that?
Yeah.
It's like BGS has helped me. There's a lot of people who's helped me too. So I'm always grateful to the person. I always let them know that I'm grateful.
Yeah, and plus everybody wanted a spot on Saturday night where they can come chop it up, and Art was gracious enough to actually say, okay, I'll be that person, and then after when you couldn't do an AB, okay, I'll be that person, and then and you have to be grateful to that host to give you that, give you that space, that platform that's to come up and air out whatever grievance or views or jokes or whatever corny shit that you guys want to talk about. Sometimes it's like real corny shit. I said, you know what, I ain't in this one. Okay, I have to let them run by themselves.
Yeah, shout out to Black Brand 313 for those who say we don't respect version 1. He's therapeutic, right?
Yeah. So, and I've always told people, like, if you needed my help, if you need to talk about something you're going through, everybody's got my email. It shows at the bottom of the screen.
And we all learn from each other,
Yeah.
So the stuff that I've said that you guys have used and you guys have, and you guys have helped me and vice versa, and we learn from each other. So that's acquired. That's what we call it. They call it crowdsourcing. A lot of crowdsourced wisdom, that we brought in that and you guys have tools to help other people. That's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah. I mean, and you really showed it, or like we really showed it through to here, especially when Artisan with his shop.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do all that. We didn't have to do like this whole marathon thing to help him out, but we did because he's one of us, and we don't want to see somebody that's in our group struggle. So we did what we had to do to make sure that, he was straight.
That he had a shot at living his dream, man.
Yeah.
Ultimately it failed, but the thing is, we gave him the best chance we could.
Yeah. And we didn't ask for anything in return. We just like, here, do what you got to do so you can keep it.
Yeah. We try to bring as many eyeballs to your shop as we can, if we can. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. But that's why we have trust with each other, because we know we're doing it because it's coming from our heart.
Yeah.
Show your feelings. I'm 50-50 on this one. Praise emotional intelligence.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't like emotional intelligence.
What emotion? Okay, the thing is that, and this is why I'm trying to get our beloved Dr. T-Son Johnson to actually write this book about emotional intelligence, because a lot of this stuff is academic, right? And women expect emotional intelligence to show up like how women show it, right? Men don't show emotional intelligence the same way, nor do they expect it, right? Okay, like when they're downloading on you and telling you about their day and stuff like that, they don't expect you to respond like a woman. Otherwise, they could talk to their girlfriends. Well, the thing is, we don't get credit for doing that. We don't get credit for listening. We don't get credit for not reacting emotionally to something that they're talking about, right? Okay, they depend on that. That's a different kind of emotional intelligence. That's why I try to show you like an officer and a gentleman, right? Okay. Two women could not do that to each other.
Yeah.
Okay? And that man would not have responded the same way if a woman had done that, right? Okay, because that's not how they show emotion or care. Okay, men show it differently. So that's where you have to start pushing. It's not emotional intelligence. No, it's not female emotional intelligence. Okay, male emotional intelligence shows up differently.
Like when you talk to your homeboys about your problems and stuff like that, we'll come and listen.
Yeah.
Because men are more we want to fix problems.
Yeah, we
try to get solutions to issues.
Yeah.
We're problem solvers.
Yeah.
So
and then if homeboy's having a real bad day and he's crying because he lost somebody or he lost his girl, man, we give him a moment. Hey man, we feel you, man. We feel you because we did. Yeah.
Hey man, fuck that bitch. Let's go to the strip club.
Sometimes, yeah.
Hey,
I had to do that with my buddy the other day. He's separating from his spouse.
Yeah.
And I got to call him. Make sure he's doing all right. He said they're, the split. It's not a really nasty split, but
it's still a loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a loss because that's somebody because men put a lot into a wife, okay? Because that's part of your life building. And when that splits up, man, part of you's gonna go with her. It's just what it is because you put a lot of yourself into her.
Mm-hmm. That's as they say, to your other half.
Your other half, really,
of the equation of the
equation. Yeah,
it's like really like that sometimes.
It's like cutting off an arm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But as far as that, we do it a different way. Like I said, sometimes something's coming up. You want to take your boy to the game or take his mind off of it, this, that, and the third. Right. Sometimes you may vent to your homeboy and just try to get some advice, and he'll give it to you. Yeah. Because that shows he's trusting you with it. Because one thing men don't like is, because it's very hard for us to say stuff that's bothering us to people. And then we're not going to trust you if you're going to throw back on us.
Yeah.
And that's some things that women like to do. They like to
do it all the time. Yeah.
They throw it back, and that's why men shut down. Because it's like, I'm not going to tell you shit because you're just going to throw this shit back on me. I'm about to just sit here.
Right.
And that's why women don't tell their girlfriends certain things, because they know their girlfriends will throw it back on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll tell. That's why they pick a man to tell, because they know he's not going to say anything.
Yep. That is true.
Yep.
What's up, Equalizer?
Hey.
Good evening.
Sao Chi, what's up?
Oh man, BGS been on fire this week. He pissing people off, which is a good sign.
I'm just decoding bitch babble. That's all I'm doing, man.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. These guys need to know the truth so they can make the best decision for themselves. And you know what it is, man? I mean, all the shaming, the shame guys, especially black guys. The thing is, we're more likely to push people up and share, not even just the information, but just the spoils. Like women are far less likely to do that. So when I hear a woman complaining, that tells me a lot about who she is, because if she's talking about, the guy is this and that and the third, and it's like, but wait, if a guy's winning, there's a high probability you're winning too. So you're probably the problem. If you're not the problem, then you're literally choosing a guy who could care less for you. So you're still a problem anyway, because then you're choosing a guy who doesn't care for you.
Right.
Both ways.
Or you didn't understand the game when you got into it,
Exactly.
So that's why Damian Lillard divorcing his wife. She didn't understand the game.
Man, at that level, it's like the guys at that level are exceptionally rare. Like, I mean, just statistically, and and of course, amongst all men, the black guys take the most crap, because all the other guys, they will get rid of her. I'm telling you, man, they will get rid of her ass quick, real quick.
Now, woman, he had, when you met him, he had 4 side chicks. When you met him, you thought because you married him, he was gonna get rid of him. Really?
You're special.
Hey, she trusted too much in her abilities.
You think he's marrying you because of your coochie? Really?
Hey, BGS, you thought they would have learned the lesson with Beyonce, but I know they don't pay attention.
I've heard many women talk about you get married for in-house pussy. I said, really?
Exactly. Actually, forget about Beyonce. The first one was Halle Berry in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, she's at that time she was in her prime. Yeah. And
she was fine. She was fine.
Yeah. And every guy of every race, every background. Exactly. Yeah. So like, you're not even on par with her in her prime, and you think, come on.
I'm marrying you because really, okay. I try to tell chicks that. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah. The next one is avoid self-promotion. Recognize others builds trust, and good relationships. Consistent self-promotion degrades trust.
Self-promotion.
Like let's say, like you say, if you're in a group and said, "I did everything," you never know it was a group.
Oh no, no. I mean, you can self-promote, but the thing is, I was trying to tell my grandson this, right? The reason people still love Dion, even though he's flashy, right? Okay. Dion shares the spotlight with his boys. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I was telling my grandson, if he entertains, right? I said, and he's getting pushback from his friend, right? Because he's having issues with his friends. I said, you're supposed to take your boy with you. Okay, if you get something, the first person you're supposed to take is your boy. You're supposed to share the spotlight with your boy. Okay, that's how you keep that down. Like, look at LeBron James, right? Okay, self-promoting is not bad if you take your people with you.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, that's different. That's the only way I would push back against it. Self-promoting, a rainmaker has to self-promote. Okay.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're not going to be a rainmaker. Okay. But the thing is, your reason that you're a rainmaker is because you're sharing the spoils with the people around you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but I think where they're talking about this is just you're not promoting nobody. It's all about you. Like and you're not doing anything to help nobody.
Yeah. I mean, rainmakers are rare, but for most people, I would say that this is the case about self-promotion.
Yeah. Just be honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are correct, like, because it's just like, okay, he's the guy that's going to help us. It's going to elevate everybody that's around him.
Right.
So promote him so that way this can be a trickle down effect for everybody.
Yeah.
So he's not like what's the old boy from the 5 Heartbeats? Ain't nobody come to see you. Oh, I can't see me. That's probably the perfect example of that.
Yeah, rainmakers are rare. So, but I will say like 90% of people, okay, this is probably will apply because rainmakers are rare. By nature, they're supposed to be rare. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, can you hear me?
You got your PK?
Yes, sir.
All right, am I coming in good or how's the quality?
Very good.
You good?
Oh, okay, cool. All right. I just got a new headset. This is the 6,000th one. You know what I mean?
That's,
So I just wanted to see if
that
it was any good.
sounds like a keeper. And that doesn't sound like Weed Wireless.
Golly. Is it better than the at-home mic, the one that I'll be using with you, Art, or is it worse?
Sounds really good. I like this one. Yeah.
Sounds about the same.
Okay. Yeah, I know sometimes that, my voice gets distorted and then people are like, why do your voice sound like that? You sound like you white. I'm like, bruh. Bruh.
This one I would say is a little bit bassy. It's a little bit bassy, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I didn't have anything to say. I just want to check and make sure everything was working. I'll hop in whenever we get to another one.
But there's self like I said, I guess is there anything else about self promotion you guys want to talk about or no?
Yeah, no good.
Okay. Do what you believe is right, sacrificing your values. Sacrificing your values. I guess that's the typo.
Yeah.
The greatest trust. Honesty is respected. Yes, people aren't trusted. So,
it's, in other words, be true to yourself. In my view, like if you're not true to yourself, how can you show the world who you are in the first place? You're lying to everyone. You're masquerading as something that you aren't.
Yeah,
people.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish up.
So you're compromising your values, your ethics to please someone else. That makes you untrustworthy to its core. It's almost as if you're lying, but it's not literally lying.
No,
it's looked at, it's perceived the same way though.
It's like you're saying one thing but doing another. Mm-hmm. Like saying that, oh, I will never fuck that girl. Then next week they catch you going out of the house doing the whole walk.
If you can't be honest with yourself, then how can people trust you, right?
Exactly.
If you're not true to yourself, then unless you're a criminal, then
yeah.
Even criminals, man, you have to be true to yourself. Okay. Because the next crook is not going to trust you, because you're shaky.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to go around saying I wouldn't take a booty call, but let's face it. Wait a minute. If Megan Good offered, I was like, ooh, I might have to take that. Actually, to be fair, this older chick that was flirting with me in college, man, if she still look half as good as she did about 10 years ago, I'll take that booty call.
You gotta be true to yourself, right? You can't be like, it's like, nah, I can't do that. I can't do it. It's like, nah, nigga, you did it.
Now, BTS, I already know BTS gonna say, I ain't staying at the house. No, I might turn over my social security and all that shit. Nah, we ain't doing that. It's gonna be booty call. That's it.
Did she saute some onions?
Oh shit. Doing that caramelization.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that was a tempting offer, especially them garlic mashed potatoes, about to make some in a minute.
Mm-hmm. And now tuck yourself in.
Right.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, yeah, you have to be true to yourself, and people see and that goes into the other things that we said about being consistent and communicating well. Because if you're consistently being true to yourself all the time, then people say like, okay, this is who he is. I could trust that because he has shown it consistently over time. And that goes along building trust over time, be consistent, communicating about who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Even for those assholes out there, if you're really an asshole and people see you're constantly an asshole, they'll just accept that you're an asshole and they'll deal with you as such now.
Yeah.
If that's you, just know that's how it works. So you might be shunned by most, but accepted by few. but that just comes along with the territory for you assholes out there. Because I don't like assholes, but I know you exist. That's just who you are. You'll never stop being you. So
Some assholes are lovable.
I'll
Yeah.
give you an example. I'll give you an example. I'm still in the church, but unlike some church folk, I'm upfront with people. Look, if you think I'm perfect, that's kind of your own fault. I didn't tell you that. And, I'm not perfect. I make my mistakes. But
You gotta be consistent. Like, I always try to be always in the same person. Everybody at my job tells me the same thing. It's like, I don't like him because he always change up, but you're the same person that you are from day one. I was like, because I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know what I will do and what I won't do. And I know basically what's going to piss me the fuck off. And I'm going to tell you what's going to piss me the fuck off.
There's one thing I like about Tauruses, boy. Sometimes it pisses people off. No, yeah, but they like who they are.
Yeah.
That pisses people off.
Oh, I love me. I ain't gonna change for shit. You be like, well, you need to do this. It's like, no, I don't. I'm gonna keep doing what I want to do.
Yeah, what the Taurus mind made up, there ain't much you can do about it.
Oh no, there is not.
Nah, not at all. All right. Next one's admit mistakes. Honesty encourages trust. Showing vulnerability builds trust.
Yeah.
They must be talking about men.
Men and women. Women can make mistakes too.
But they don't admit it.
Yeah, but they don't.
Well, that's why
they sweep it under the rug. Or at least try.
Well, that's why we have this phrase: "Don't trust them hoes."
Unironically, like you're joking about that, but I mean, it actually used to be an old truism. It was written into a whole lot of old writings about women. You know what I mean? Like, don't trust women, and men that trust women are fools for the most
Suspects.
part. Yeah.
Yep, even
like you don't trust women because they don't actually adhere to the same value systems overall as men do. And that's why we don't actually place the same burdens and responsibilities on them. Why they look to men to hold those burdens and responsibilities, because we don't see things the same way. We just don't. Not for the most part. You get exceptions to the rule. There are exceptions for everything, but for the most part, that ain't the case. We have trouble actually grasping that concept. I think most men have trouble grasping that.
Well, they need to grasp it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, you have to be able to admit your mistakes, because then people will be like, well, at least he can admit that something was wrong, and he's able to take responsibility for it. He's like, I take responsibility because I made a mistake. We shouldn't have did this. We should have did this. And so that could be just like you and your friend disagreeing about something, and then maybe your friend was right. So you say, you know what, you're right. And you're a man enough to actually come to that person and say that they were right in the face. And they have to do the same thing to you too. And that's going to help build y'all trust, because like y'all trusting each other. He's like, I trust you to trust you in certain ways. Like, I don't know, but we'll do it. And then if something goes wrong, it's like, okay, probably should have went your route. And it's just a reciprocating thing that you should have with each other. So I don't like when people, when they make mistakes and then they be like, well, and they deflect like what women do, because a lot of people do that.
That's why it's
what
feminine
that Carlos
quality.
say, Wonder Woman, stop deflecting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's female quality,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm man enough to say it, I gotta be man enough to take responsibility for it.
Yeah. Yep. It's starting to be lost. That's what they call honor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people don't want to take responsibility for things they say.
Yeah, there's a price. When you take responsibility, there's a price that comes with it. People don't want to pay that price.
Yeah, that was one of the.
You slowly go. I'm sorry.
No, I said that's one of the things that my father instilled in me, is that you got to. Every choice has a consequence, whether it be good or bad. You just got to be learned if you want to take that consequence.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, PK.
I'm just saying, I was going to say that we're slowly becoming a cult of dishonorable people by virtue of women leading the culture. and having the moist voice, and that just kind of is what the prevailing norm is nowadays. I mean, none of the things that were valuable, you know, for the most part, are perceived to be valuable, like trust, honor, any positive values that we used to have are all being essentially encroached upon and diluted and eventually changed to be the exact opposite of what they once were. No loyalty, no honor, no respect, nothing. It's just kind of like the prevailing norm nowadays. However, to build trust, as we're discussing right now, you do ultimately have to have those qualities, all of them, not in totality, but for the most part.
Yeah.
True.
I think that was the last one, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
That's not a bad list.
No, it's not.
That's pretty much old school values. I mean, you can go back and all the way back to Egypt and find something similar.
Yeah, I mean, it's basic common knowledge. I mean, if you want to be trustworthy, there's certain things you got to do in order for people to trust you. And if you're not going to really do those things, then you're not going to have a lot of people trust you.
And everybody's not going to do everything on the list all the time. But the thing is, there's something to strive for.
Yeah, but that goes into the last point. It's like if you say that you're going to do something, if you can't do it, then you at least got to admit to yourself.
Yeah,
and admit to someone that you made a mistake.
And if you look at all the business books, especially from the people that are known for it, all these things are in there. If highly 7 habits of highly effective people, all that stuff is in there. Okay, Think and Grow Rich, all that stuff is all what those points are all in there. So they're very common.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into business with someone I can't trust.
Exactly. And not straight up. And we're actually looking at my patrons looking at the margin call. Yeah. That stuff was in there. Okay. And when he came, when he first walked in, no bullshit, no lying, because he's gonna know, right?
Yeah.
Smart enough, right?
When the boss came in, he's like, just give it to me straight.
Give it to me straight. Yeah. No bullshit. And he didn't bullshit you. Hey, we need a head. Okay. And it's you.
Yeah.
That was funny at the end though. He's like, "You're gonna fire?" Like, hell no, I'm about to promote that motherfucker.
Well, he said, be smarter and cheat, and I don't cheat. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, hey, some people have to respect honesty, even though it's bad.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's like, well, I could trust you to tell me the damn truth.
Even there has to be honor amongst thieves. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a harsh penalty if you violate it too.
Yes, it is. It's called death.
Death. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to explain that to my brother-in-law one time because I said you got to tell your rapper. He said he don't want a contract. There's 2 ways we can do this, right? Okay. It's a legal way, but it goes to court, or there's a street way. You know what happens in the street way? Which one do you want?
Mm-hmm.
The contract will be enforced one way or the other.
Yep.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. It's easy to do it in court. Okay, let's put it that way. That's what court is made for.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, so that was that. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about as far as trust, or? I think Dr. T's son's going to be on live later on, right?
No. He got a premiere. He's actually replaying. I think a guy showed up on his stream, on his panel, and the guy was accused of molesting some woman's child. Right, he was innocent.
Yeah,
he was like 14 or 15 years old. He had to do 10 years.
Wow.
On her lie, So
wow.
that's what he's
did like 8, and
no, he did 8. He did 8 in prison and 2 at a halfway house. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And they found out he was innocent.
No, he took a plea deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they railroaded.
You're 14. You got to take a plea deal.
They don't punish. They don't punish these women. One, they don't put standards on these things. You know, I mean, it's. I mean, you know, I sent an email about the baseball player,
Mhm.
and even though she recorded, you know, the next day he supposedly beat her up, supposedly,
Mhm.
right?
Uh-huh.
But the next day, I mean, she reported it, but the day before, the day that she claimed that he beat her up, she literally posted a clip of her in his bed while he was sleeping. So,
Mhm.
I mean, her face is right there in the screen. No, nothing. No bruises, no nothing.
Yeah.
So we're talking about he's in Cali. He was in California. So I mean, the Dodgers possibly could have gotten at least one, you know, World Series. I think he's in Japan now.
Okay.
You know, it just ended.
It was that easy to find out. The thing is just like the thing with what's his name in New York, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. Why is he still on trial?
it's
Exactly.
crazy.
And she left the country.
And she left the country.
She thought she was gonna get arrested too.
Yeah.
She left.
She left. So why why is he still up for trial? What is it that you're trying to prove?
Exactly.
With all this evidence that goes against her.
Well, yeah. In other words, you're on a different agenda. It has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Same thing with the pitcher. Okay. We know that the NFL, the NBA, and the Major League Baseball has some of the best detectives that money can buy. Okay.
Yep.
They know everything about you even before they draft you. They know anything that's in social media they're going to find.
Yep.
You know this stuff. So what is that? What all this stuff about? When you let these lies float around, what's this about?
Yeah.
You know, like a Udoka, you knew that bitch was fucking Udoka. Everybody knew it. You know, so, and you guys let that stuff go. And all of a sudden, when the husband complains now, and he loses his job, how come you didn't put a stop to it then?
Yep.
Yeah. Trust and believe. Everybody knows that shit goes on in every
Yeah.
business, every institution.
Yeah.
Because the rumors going around. It's like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they knew.
You can't hide that stuff. You know, I mean, you can, but the thing is, they wouldn't hide it. So my thing is, what is this agenda about? Because it's too easy to disprove this stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
To get out of a contract, you know what they're trying to do. You know, Dr. T said his son is in college. He said, you know, his son is not really in the dating right now. But Dr. T said, you know, before you have sex, get signed consent.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad it's getting.
Especially with these colleges, do they still do that Dale Carnegie where they can go? Because I know a couple of schools were getting sued because of that.
Yeah, well, even now, man, they're still doing it, man. But thing is, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He'd be example. No.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy. That's why he said that Dr. C said, don't trust them. So before you have sex, have a signed consent. Okay, so if anything comes up, you know, because that's what the athletes are doing before they have sex. The chick they have to be recorded that she's given consent.
Mm-hmm. And that's just like one level of protection, because you have some states, like I know in state North Carolina, they have something on the law in the books stating that if as long as the woman consent at the first interaction, she can't deny it during the intercourse. So basically, she says, "Yeah, we can have sex," and then halfway through sex, she says no. Then they won't prosecute the man if he continues.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It don't work that way in most of the country. I tell you that much, man.
Yeah, I know. I was like, wow, okay. So, but hey, they said you sent it, so
yeah, it ain't ain't worth the problems that you're gonna acquire, man. So that's why I always said, if chick don't give consent, if she act like she ain't with it, and bounce her, man.
Oh yeah,
problem.
Yeah, best thing to do is just leave her ass alone.
Yep, leave her where she lay. Go get you another one. Bet you get you a safe Ford than that janky 10. Okay.
Yep. And they be enthusiastic too. Oh, you like me? I'm gonna try to keep you.
Tell your mama put them clothes on the porch.
Oh man.
Oh man, I love using that one. I said, "Is this you, fam?"
Yeah, my friend's going through something like that. He's like, yeah, I don't like her, but she gives bomb heads. I was like, okay.
Oh boy, hey, she's useful.
Yeah.
Hey, they gotta be useful. Got to.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
But that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys for coming up, talk about trust. I should do another live maybe Monday, because I know the rest of the week I'm working.
Okay.
Still doing doubles.
It's calmed down a little bit. I'll probably be back on my normal schedule starting next week because I think we're probably going to be staffed, but we'll see how long that lasts.
And so you're going from the mixer to the oven, huh?
Uh-huh. Yep.
This guy right here got off his doubles and gave them to me. Apparently, man, what the fuck, boy?
Well, you got to make up because you was how long you out of work for a second? What, like a month?
Only a week and a half. It wasn't that long.
Oh, wasn't that long?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. About a week and a half, but I mean, shit, man. I got expensive bills, bro. I'm bougie. Got to
Yeah,
get that Dijon mustard.
Sean Mercer,
Hey,
man.
hey, no more
Raise
air
the
mattresses
phone.
for you, huh?
Nah, we done upgraded. We got Dijon mustard now.
Oh, you gone from air mattresses and baby mamas to what? Oh boy,
I know, right?
we're upgrading. Okay.
Nah, it'd be
But nah, I mean, I don't know how to.
It'd be upgraded if it was a water bed.
Hell no.
Oh boy.
I don't know how the hell. What were we just talking about? How the hell motherfuckers like are actually having to sign for consent? There actually needs to be preeminent laws to protect men from this sort of type of bullshit. And the fact that a lot of your legislatures across the country are supporting this shit, it says a lot. It's really sad because I mean, like in the first place, this actually prohibits relationships.
It does. It does. It really does. Because they think men are so pussy hungry that they'll go for anything. But the things men have said, fuck it. If it's not fun, I'm not doing this shit no more. That's what
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd rather play my games and read my comic books than do my
Yeah.
hobbies than mess with these chicks.
It's a MGTOW universe now. I'm gonna do a video on that, man. Most men are MGTOW now.
Yeah. They had it.
They've had it. Yeah, I'm not dating. Don't have no relationships. Fuck these bitches. It sound like MGTOWs now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but I thought I was trying to get somebody to create an app, man, for a smartphone. So to get a consent app. So all she got to do is put her fingerprint, a thumbprint on the screen, and get recorded.
Ooh.
So we're getting ready to get out. Okay, well, okay. Okay, sign. Put the thumbprint right here. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Yana, I didn't give consent, Yana. Okay. Is that not your thumbprint, young lady?
Yep.
Straight up, I don't know if that's in the API, but I'll look.
Yeah. Well, it should be. It'd be helpful for college kids. Oh shit.
Yeah, they'll go for
Athletes.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A consent app would that records the thumbprint to give consent because its signature is one thing, but thing is thumbprint you can't get around a thumbprint.
No, you can't.
Verbal, all that. Oh, did she understand what she's saying? Blah blah blah. Okay, that thumbprint you cannot get around.
It's like I didn't consent. It's like, well, he has your thumbprint.
You got your thumbprint.
How did that happen?
How that happened? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Let me read.
That becomes a legal contract.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah, no meeting because no meeting of the minds, none of that shit. That is a legal binding contract. As soon as you put a finger on that, a thumbprint on that screen, legal binding contract.
I know the thought that goes into that, but like I said, I understand that this is really we're doing too goddamn much. We overcomplicated things that are supposed to be super goddamn simple, and we're creating issues where none is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I do understand that cases of great, should I say, happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, let's be honest, they happen, but I think that we are clearly seeing a perversion of not only the law because women aren't even supposed to be able to fucking come back essentially after the fact without any sort of evidence
Yeah.
to say that they were touched in the first place to be able to build these cases. That shit isn't even legal really. You know, it's like it's legal by virtue of the fact that they're like, well, fuck you, it's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What does that mean? We don't live in a patriarchy anymore. It's a gynocracy.
Exactly.
And the white boys don't want to admit that shit.
And so, you know, this actually puts a big dampener on relationships even getting formed in the first place because you have to be you're already starting from a point of distrust
Yep.
even if you try to build trust because that person has too much leverage.
Yep. Yep. And so why should guys spend a whole bunch of money dating a chick to put him in jail? Makes no
Mm-hmm.
sense. That's what guys are saying. You know, if you want company, you want a date, you want a relationship, you're gonna have to do most of the work now because you got most of the power.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're not doing this. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna spend all my money. Like, nah. You need to you need to start back doing Dutch dating.
Fuck that. You need to start cooking and inviting me over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that too.
And shut up, Salty.
Hey, like I said, I can't tell you. I can't tell you how many married men I know that their wives do not cook for them, and I just look at them and they just suffer through it.
Why it's too expensive to get divorced or what?
Now they'd be like, "Well, she's taking care of the kids." It's like, no, fuck that. She has a duty to you too.
Just to take care of the kids. I mean, you going to work, you take care of the house.
Well,
I mean, come on, man. Let's
yeah.
cut the
So
bullshit.
well, I don't have to cook. Okay, then let some bills get late.
Yeah.
No.
We've actually reached a point where there's no sort of expectation on women for relationships. There's none, not one.
Well.
Not no duty to sex, no duty to the children, no duty to the family, no expectation for anything from a woman at this point.
Well,
She is free as a bird, and you're enshrined to the original fucking rules of what it was that a relationship was supposed to be and a marriage was supposed to be, which is wild.
Why? So that's why guys are not signing up for the contract. Okay.
Yeah. Because they already know the deal. How many stories we got to hear the same thing?
I remember Dr. Thunder said the same thing. If you get married, you stay married even if there's no sex. I said, okay.
Oh hell no.
That's what he said. I said that's what he said. I believe in. So why don't you tell the guys that before they get married, right? Where you're counseling, right? If you get married, she decides not to give you sex, you're stuck. Okay. See how many guys
Is because they wouldn't get married.
Exactly. And he had to say, yeah, they probably wouldn't get married. I said exactly, Doc. But if that's what you believe in, 100%, tell them that ahead of time.
Yeah, don't wait till after the fact.
Yeah, this could.
Well, that's why it blows me away when people say that there is no expectation that a woman's supposed to bring sex to the fucking table. Like, are you crazy? What type of shit is that?
People thought I was kidding. In fact, my mentor thought I was kidding. You know, it said about sex. I said, baby, you got a week. And then what happens? You better start outsourcing that. Okay. You better find me somebody to have sex with.
Yeah.
Either you gonna do it or I'm gonna do it.
Oh, that's forcing. What if I don't want to do it anymore? Exactly. Then you have no reason to be here.
Yeah, don't do it. If we start together, okay. Well, we have to make a budget for my side chick then.
Exactly.
What? Yes. If she ain't gonna do it for free, okay. You outsource to the pussy, okay. Fine. Got to make a budget for the side chick.
Yep.
You're crazy.
But I mean, shit, it's the same thing. It's accepted in different cultures. Actually, we just don't like to talk about it because black men are so fucking averse to, what they perceive to be tricking.
Yeah, but
actually, in other cultures, that's a real motherfucking thing. I mean, look at Bill and Melinda Gates. Yeah. I mean, we got notable people in this culture that are of a different race that do it. Yeah. Let alone other countries.
It's only three times a week. Shit, goddamn. Well, I don't want to. Well, you better take them panties off then right now and stop with all this bullshit. Okay, so I thought.
There are expectations. You need to follow them.
Man, hoes bang 50 guys a night. You can't have sex 3 times a week. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Get some lube and lay there.
Yeah, it'd be over in a minute.
It'd be over in man. Maybe not quite a minute, but it'll be over. Anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna let you go, Art.
Let me read my cash apps real quick.
Go ahead.
Johnson, appreciate you. Gabar, he says BGS tax. Salty Balls, appreciate you. Thermocat, appreciate you. And Johnson for the Sunday stream, appreciate you. All right, that is it.
All right, folks.
Appreciate everybody coming through.
All right.
I'll let you guys know when another vote. I'll probably put something out once I figure out my schedule, and we'll do another vote on my next day off.
All right,
folks. Good stuff.
All right, see y'all on the weekend if I can fucking make it and don't get dragged into work again.
Negro, that keeps you sober, so you need to work.
I don't like being sober, man.
I know you don't. That's why you need to work.
God damn. All right.
All right, later, guys.
All right, good one.
Yep.